Now that you have a good idea, you don't have the money to make it happen. What are you going to do? Perhaps this video can help you on your way. Hi, my name is Nico and I've been in project management for over 30 years, and in this video I will give you some pointers on how to get started with fundraising. First, you have to find out if others had the same idea. If so, learn from them. Find out whatever happened to it, draw your own conclusions and move on. Do a needs assessment. An idea can be very good, but if no one is interested or if there is no market for it, your idea will probably remain just that. Okay, now you know that you have a good idea and that is feasible. Here comes the hard part, and that is to calculate the cost and the time needed. Do not underestimate this task. There's always more cost involved than you've initially thought of. One way of helping you with this is to imagine the final outcome of your idea and write down all the steps needed to make it happen. So take your time with that. It is an important job, and if needed, consider outside help. Now that you've done that, break down all these costs into tasks and time frames. They'll give you an idea on how long it takes to make your idea a reality and the cost at each stage. Put all this information in a well-written document ready for publication. Make sure that there are no miscalculations or other errors in your document. Donors will find those errors and it will reduce your chances of getting funding. Next step is to find donors. The easiest way is to use crowdfunding websites. Some are free to use, but with others you pay a percentage of money raised, and on other sites you'll have to pay upfront and on a regular basis. Remember that a lot of people use these sites and the results will most likely not be what you expect. For these sites you write a short, appealing and generic document which you can use on all these sites. There are thousands of potential donors out there and you will have to find them. See what they can or will finance and what not. Create a database of as many donors as you can find, including those whom you think will not support you. Surprisingly, not all of them have websites, so look for information on chambers of commerce and business catalogs. Word of mouth, spread your ideas and needs with others. You'll be surprised the kind of information you can get with that. There are very rich people who do not like to be known to the general public, but who may be more than willing to finance your project. Now that you have your database with potential donors, find out who is in charge of evaluating these requests for funds. Call them and ask what their procedure is, even if you already know that. This will give you the opportunity to make an impression and get to know the person in charge. Most requests for funding will most likely be done online. In rare cases, however, old-fashioned paperwork is still needed. Write a personalized cover letter for each donor, detailing not only the challenges, but more importantly the positive effects of the outcome of your project. But remember to write it in such a way that it fits their own objectives, whatever they are. At some stage some money will start coming in, but it will most likely not be enough. Now it's time to contact those whom you thought might not fund your ideas, but may be sympathetic with it. Contact them and tell them that you have a certain amount of money, but you need just a little bit more to start executing your idea. So let us say you are contacting an oil company. You could tell them that you need some money for energy and transportation. You could even offer to make advertisement for their company on your product or service. Other donors I have not mentioned here are government agencies, UN, European Union and the like. Their requirements are very strict, but it's something you need to explore. The European Union, for example, will never finance a project for the full 100%. But if you already have quite a substantial amount, you have a pretty good chance with them. Fundraising is a time-consuming job, and if you have the time, you should do it yourself. There are specialized companies who can do the fundraising for you, but since it is a time-consuming job, they don't come cheap. They want a substantial amount of money up front and will take a percentage of the money raised. Not all donors accept that, especially if your idea involves development work or disaster relief. Take care when signing up with a fundraising company. They have a complicated contract, undoubtedly set up by highly trained lawyers. Especially big donors have clauses stating that if you breach any of their terms, you'll have to give the money back. You can and will be held accountable in case of a conflict. But by then you already paid the fundraising company and you'll have to continue paying them. Sometimes for 2 to 3 years after signing of contract. Well, this was not to discourage you, but it's better you know now than learn the hard way later on. There are ways around these potential pitfalls, but it is beyond the scope of this video to go into that. Contact me in case you need more info. Well, I hope this was helpful and I wish you good luck with your idea. Take care of yourself and each other. Goodbye.